All right, guys, we are back at it. Going back to 2 videos a day. Really sorry we didn't get one yesterday. I know y'all are doing a fantastic job liking all the videos, and I really hope that continues up because I'm telling y'all, I promise, for that NFL draft, as soon as those players are picked, I'm going to be getting a video out for y'all. That way y'all are ahead of the curve, get those instant reactions out, not only for how it's going to affect the NFL team he's going to, but how it's going to affect everyone's dynasty value in this situation. So as soon as, just say, Jerry Jeudy's picked by the New York Jets, that video is coming out to y'all right away. It's going to take me about 5 minutes to get my thoughts down, 5 minutes to think about it, 10 minutes to record it, 30 minutes to do all the behind-the-scenes thing, and it should be out. So I'd say just an hour after every pick, those videos are going to be posted. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you continue to like all these videos. That way YouTube continues to promote them, because I know as soon as we get to posting at that volume, YouTube's going to pretty much essentially kill the channel like it did last summer whenever I started posting this much. But let's jump into this draft. This is before the NFL draft, and yeah, let's look at these values. 101, DeAndre Swift. I really like it. That's my 101 at the current moment, just because I think DeAndre Swift is the only running back that has the chance to go in the first round of the NFL draft. Obviously, if y'all watched my running back ranking video earlier this week, y'all know that I do think Jonathan Taylor is the best pure rusher of this draft class, but I do believe DeAndre Swift is a significantly better pass catcher, and with the way the NFL is today, I think that they are going to value that a lot more than the pure rusher. So 102, Jonathan Taylor, also very standard. I could see going Joe Burrow here, but I can understand the pick with Jonathan Taylor. Now, with those 2 running backs going off the board, 103 and 104 are extremely easy. We have Joe Burrow and Tua Tagovailoa. 105, this is a new tier. We see Jerry Jeudy go off the board. Then 106, CeeDee Lamb. Very standard. Both these picks I really like. But here, 107, not going to lie, Denzel Mims. Can't get behind it. I know that a lot of NFL analysts have Denzel Mims as their wide receiver 3 for the NFL draft, but frankly, we're not playing to build an NFL team. And I think when it comes to pure dynasty value and dynasty points scored, I think Justin Jefferson is the correct wide receiver 3, but I wouldn't even have gone wide receiver here. I would have gone J.K. Dobbins, which went at the 108. Great value there. 109, Cam Akers, also great value. You know that I made that video saying Cam Akers was my RB5, but I do think there is a situation, there's an outcome where Cam Akers jumps up to be pretty much consensus running back 1 out of this draft class a year from now. He has the talent, he just needs the situation, and he needs the team investment. Now at the 110, we see Clyde Edwards-Helaire. There's been a lot of hype on Clyde Edwards-Helaire lately, which I find very interesting just because of the type of player Clyde Edwards-Helaire is. He's not super special if you ask me. I do think he has an NFL role secured with his pass-catching ability, but I think that a lot of his production and a lot of his highlight plays were kind of generated through that LSU offense. So I'm not super excited about him at the NFL level, but I do think he's a guy that has a very high floor. Now at the 111, Justin Jefferson. Love the pick. I think Justin Jefferson has the potential to be the wide receiver 1 in this draft class. 112, Jalen Rhaegar. This is a guy that I just find so hard to know what to do with. I'm probably going to end up taking him about this value as well, just because I know that everyone else in the Dynasty community values him right here. But at the same time, I don't have a very strong stance on him. If you do, please leave a comment explaining why you either think Jalen Rhaegar is a great value here, or why you think Jalen Rhaegar is going way too high here. Now at the 201, we see Jalen Hurts. Like I said before, there's an outcome, there's a ceiling of Jalen Hurts as quarterback 1 in this class when it comes to fantasy football. Obviously, it's not in the range of outcomes for him to be a better NFL quarterback than Joe Burrow or Tua Tagovailoa, but it is possible for him to be the best fantasy quarterback with his rushing ability. Now at the 202, Justin Herbert, probably the best pick in the draft if you ask me. I think Justin Herbert's pretty much locked in to have an NFL starting job for at least 1 to 2 years at the quarterback position. And obviously, if he hits and produces year 1 or year 2, his value is going to skyrocket. 203, Henry Ruggs. There's a very similar pick to Clyde Edwards-Helaire in my opinion. I know a lot of people say Henry Ruggs is a very risky player, but I think Henry Ruggs, out of all these wide receiver 2s, probably has the highest floor, just because with his speed, he's pretty much guaranteed to be on an NFL field day one, because they don't have to really scheme him. They can just tell him to go out there and run a vertical route. And yeah, I mean, he's going to have a role. 204, Jordan Love. Really like the pick. Jordan Love's going to be selected in the first round of the NFL draft, so you can get him here at 204. I think that's great value. 205, T. Higgins. 206, Michael Pittman. 207, Brandon Ayuk. 208, Laviska Shenault. I ran through all these so fast because they're all the same tier. I'm not going to argue with anyone taking any of these wide receivers over each other, but I do think it's completely correct in taking all of these wide receivers at this range of the draft over a running back. 209 was a little bit of a drop-off, and I was stuck here. And this is where I'm coming in and saying maybe if you're sitting at the 209 and your Superflex rookie draft, maybe you try to trade up a couple spots. Maybe you try to get into that 204 range, just because after the NFL draft, I don't know if the player that you're going to really want is going to be there at 209, but at 204, you're pretty much locked into a guy that you're very excited about. Now at the 210, we see A.J. Dillon, 211, Zach Moss. Very similar running backs in my opinion. I don't think either of them has an extremely high ceiling for fantasy football. I can see both of them being really, I can only really see them being high-end RB3s. So I don't know if I would love taking them here, but if you look at the wide receivers that are going behind them, you're not getting very excited about them either. Now at the 212, we see Quinta, Cephas. Like I said in the last video, I don't know who the hell this guy is, but he's gone in the second round of both of these drafts. Someone please leave a comment. I don't even know what team this man played for. Tell me why I have not heard of him. Now at the 301, KJ Hamler. Just like I said in the last video, he's a guy that I think is going to be better in the NFL than he is going to be on your fantasy team. So for that reason, I'm probably avoiding him. 302, 303, Chase Claypool and Bryan Edwards. I like these picks. I think I would have gone the same route. I think that the wide receiver position was the value here. 304, I'm kind of stuck in a bad spot again. I take Keyshawn Vaughn. I do like Keyshawn Vaughn for his immediate value. I think he's a guy that can be looking at an Alexander Madison type value a year from now. And if I'm going to get him here at the 304, I would like to do that. But in a real draft, obviously, I'm trying to trade this pick for a guy like Alexander Madison or a guy like Tony Pollard. Now, the 305, Antonio Gibson, a guy with a tremendous upside. He could be worth multiple first-round picks a couple years from now. 306, Tyler Johnson. Really interesting. I don't think I would have gone Tyler Johnson here. I think I would have gone with a running back or a running back or a quarterback like Eno Benjamin, Jake Fromm. I really do like those two picks. 309, Antonio Gandy Golden, like that pick as well. 310, Darrington Evans. Don't think I would have gone there. 311, Lynn Bowden wouldn't have gone there. 312, Anthony McFarland would not have gone there, and that's because 401, possibly, I know I said this about 202, Justin Herbert, but 401, Jacob Eason, possibly the best value in this rookie mock draft, just because he has an outside shot of being taken in the top 40 picks in the NFL draft. And like I said, if that happens, he's going to hold a tremendous amount of value for your Dynasty team, because if he's taken that high, it's almost certain that he does get a shot to play at some point. And if soon as he gets that starting job opportunity, he's worth at least a future second before he even takes the field. Now, at the 402, Joshua Kelly, 403, Van Jefferson. Really don't know what to think about these two picks. I think Joshua Kelly is a guy that's been getting hyped up a lot by a couple fantasy analysts, and I don't know if it's deserved. I don't know if he deserves it. I think that it's mainly just because of those fantasy analysts hyping him up that he's going here. In the NFL draft, this guy is going to be a day 3 running back, and his odds of succeeding are extremely low. But 403, Van Jefferson, I can understand the pick. I don't think I would have gone there myself. DJ Dallas, 404. Thaddeus Moss, 405. I really don't like the Thaddeus Moss pick. I think I would have much rather seen Cole Kmet if you're going to go at tight end. Like I said in the last video, Thaddeus Moss, I feel like his value is just being held up by his name and the school he played for. 406, John Hightower. 407, Cole Kmet. I know that I was out here saying don't take tight ends in this rookie class. You're going to want to trade for these sophomore tight ends. But if you're getting Cole Kmet, who's a tight end that could possibly go in the first round of this NFL draft at the 407, you cannot pass that up. That is fantastic value. 408, Devon Duvernay. This is going to be my pick. 409, Colin Johnson. We see both of the Texas wide receivers go off the board. I'm going to own a lot of them in Dynasty, mainly just because I go to Texas. Don't think that either of these wide receivers are ever going to be fantastic fantasy options, but I'm really looking forward to rooting for them. 410, Adam Troutman. This is the guy I was thinking about at the end of the last video whenever I was saying I would have gone with the small school tight end here. I think he's a guy that actually has a very high ceiling, and I could see him being a tight end 1 someday in fantasy football. But he is a developmental guy, so I'm not necessarily going to be taking him any higher than this in rookie drafts. 411, Anthony Gordon. I really do like the pick, actually, just because if he's a guy that gets a starting job opportunity at some point, whether that's through injury, whether that's through whatever, you can easily see him being like Gardner Minshew. 412, Alberto rounds us off. Really like it. Obviously, I said in the last video, he's a guy that could end up being like Evan Ingram. But thanks so much for watching the video, guys. Make sure you leave a comment with who your favorite pick was, who your least favorite pick was, and please leave a comment telling me who Quinta Cephas is. Please. How do I not know who this guy is? But thanks so much, guys. Really hope you all enjoyed the video. Have a great day.